As the appointed time for the execution draws nearer, the prisoner is kept under close observation.
This is usually a very quiet time for the offender, though. Some make themselves preoccupied with television. Others just sit here and meditate and are very quiet for the last few hours.
Dang.
My job is one single event, and that's to put this man to death. That's very a surreal moment in time.
Fam, what's going on, man? It's your boy E.I. the King, and this is the Incarceration Podcast. Today, I'm doing a reaction video inside death row. So it's not too common on YouTube that we get inside looks at death row, but we got one today. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. In Indiana, death row in Indiana.
I've never believed in the death penalty myself, but when I think about what you do, I begin to understand why people feel it should be the appropriate sentence for crimes like yours. Do you understand that?
I do deserve to be executed. Bottom line, I ain't gonna candy coat it. I deserve to be executed.
All right, so just to give y'all a brief inside look at what's going on, that incarcerated individual right there is sentenced to death because he unalived a mother and her daughter. Pretty
About
heinous.
an hour's drive south of Chicago in the state of Indiana is one of America's oldest and most notorious maximum security prisons. The majority of the 1,900 inmates here are serving long sentences for unspeakable crimes.
And when I came at you, I wasn't just gonna stick you an inch. I was gonna run something all the way through you.
Camera crew on 300.
12 are due to be executed on the orders of the state.
Hi.
For 2 weeks, I was given privileged access to this dark and forbidding world.
Stealing cookies as a 7-year-old boy in school, turned into a 20-year-old killing a cop, landing himself on death row. It went from stealing cookies to shooting a cop.
Welcome to Indiana's state prison. My second week at the prison began back on death row. The 12 men here are locked in their cells for 23 hours a day. They're given a single hour's recreation. Taking his is Frederick Bear. His crime, the murder of a mother and her young daughter. Bear could be next on the list to be executed.
Is this your exercise routine?
Yeah, this is my recreation right now.
You going down, mama?
And how's the cat?
That's my girl, so
Looks particularly well fed.
always.
What's your exercise routine?
Well, it usually consists of the leg press machine or going outside or hitting the weights or sitting there calling somebody, your loved ones and your family on the telephone. You know, or you can just sit up there like I was doing, just writing a letter, writing my girl over in Germany, so.
Is she in Germany doing what?
She's in Germany probably right now, getting ready to fix supper. So, yeah, her name is Susan, and she's a very beautiful person.
It must be.
All right, so let's go ahead and stop it right here. All right, so we can see two things. Number one, he got a cat on death row. I ain't never seen any animals on death row. So the fact that they allowed them to have, I don't know if they could have dogs too, but cats, I mean, that's a game changer, bro. You know, pets show you affection. It's a sense of, you know, like humanity. You know what I mean? And normally, like in death row, they strip you from absolutely everything. So the fact that he got a cat is, you know, a high point I've never really seen on death row. And they got weight machines inside like the dorm right there in the wing, you know, like he said, a leg press machine, and they got other, you know, workout machines. That's surprising too. I've never seen that in death row. But also too, on a side note, he's talking about his girl in Germany, which is probably 99.99% a pen pal. And if you've never done time, bro, like any communication with the outside world, especially I can imagine this guy's probably been in prison for probably a couple decades, awaiting to be, you know, sentenced, well, waiting to be put to death, to be executed on death row. Just that companionship of letters and maybe even phone calls, you know, means the world to somebody who's incarcerated.
Strange having a relationship when you're so far away and when you are in the circumstances that you are.
Ain't gonna sugarcoat it. Most of us probably won't get off death row. We'll be executed, or we'll die from our appeals running out of, you know, whatever health reasons or whatever. I hope maybe one day I might get off. But the reality and the truth of that, I probably won't. There's like 16 levels to death row appeals, from the start all the way to the finish. And that's not including clemency, asking the governor for, you know, please, grace. And
Which stage are you at?
I'm on 13. I've been here 7 years. My appeals have been going since then, and I'm kind of rapid on mine. That's what tells me I don't know if I'll get off or not.
It sounds from what you say and what you admit yourself that time is running out.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's the reality of my situation. When your time runs out, you know, you're handcuffed and you're strapped down. They stick a needle in your arm and they kill you. It might sound cold, but that's the reality.
The last man to be given a lethal injection at Indiana State Prison was Matthew Eric Wrinkles. Convicted of killing his wife and 2 relatives, he spent 14 years on death row. On the night of December the 11th, 2009, Wrinkles was put to death in this building. Superintendent Bill Wilson, who presides over all executions at Indiana State Prison, is taking me to its death chamber.
So these are the steps which an inmate who's about to be executed would take into this area.
Correct. There's a process or a time frame in which we do everything. But yes, approximately between 4 and 5, the night of the execution, we would bring the offender over here, and he would be housed in a holding cell until the time of the execution.
Just imagine how eerie it's got to be on death row. I personally know some people on death row, and I talked to a few of them, you know, here and there on occasion, probably, you know, every other month or so. And man, they share with me the stories of how, man, they see guys that they've been on the block with, you know what I mean, for years. And, you know, every couple of years when somebody's, you know, unalived and executed, seeing them take that walking down the hallway and knowing that they never come back. And that's just like unreal for them. You know what I mean? Like, it really reminds them of what they're awaiting. And it's kind of sad, man. You know what I mean? Once again, too, bro, like, justice is justice. And especially for some heinous crimes, I understand that. But then also, too, bro, like, even though people make some crazy, ugly, heinous decisions, people can really change. And especially through faith in Christ Jesus, bro, their life can be transformed. So it is kind of sad. You know what I mean? Just imagine, put yourself in that shoe, like, on death row, just seeing that somebody who just lived right next to you for years walking down the hallway and just never returning, and knowing that he was unalived. It's kind of crazy.
As the appointed time for the execution draws nearer, the prisoner is kept under close observation.
This is usually a very quiet time for the offender, though. Some make themselves preoccupied with television. Others just sit here and meditate and are very quiet for the last few hours.
Dang.
My job is one single event, and that's to put this man to death. That's very a surreal moment in time.
That's got to be the worst part. That's probably got to be the most like stressful time for the individual being executed, is waiting in that room, knowing within minutes or within hours you're going to be executed. That's got to be crazy.
Now, new overnight, the state has executed an Indiana man convicted of killing his wife and two of her relatives. Matthew Wrinkles died by lethal injection just after 1 this morning. A jury convicted him of killing his wife, her brother, and sister-in-law inside their Evansville home back in 1994. Police say he wore camouflage and face paint when he broke into the home and shot them. About a half dozen people stood outside the Indiana State Prison in Michigan City last night protesting this execution. He did not try to appeal or ask for clemency.
How do inmates react right at this point?
Every execution that I've been a part of, every offender has done it differently. Most have always at this point they've accepted their station, their position, the process, and that's happening. One of them, the first execution that I was ever a part of, the offender turned to us and apologized to us about having to put us in this place. And he basically said, "I'm sorry, you guys have to do this."
Do people resist? I mean, there's not very much to resist.
That gave me chills,
with
bro.
handcuffs all around and being tied up to the gurney.
The only time I've ever had any resistance was one offender was passive. He didn't actually participate in movement. He didn't participate in getting on the bed. So we had to actually carry him from the holding cell and onto the execution bed.
Are there any words exchanged? What do you say?
Well, we do everything we can to make sure that the offender's comfortable. We do talk to him. We make sure that he understands where we're at in the process. We constantly are encouraging him to ask questions or just trying to be there for him. Jeez. Once he's placed on the gurney, he's allowed to give a final statement. An actual death warrant is read to him so that he understands, again, why he's in this position. And at that point, then, we start the execution process.
Jeez, that's crazy. So if y'all know, let me know, like, are they alive? Like, are they like awake whenever they're receiving like the chemical injection? And just like, are they feeling it going in their veins and like killing them? Or are they like unconscious? I'm assuming they're awake. And if so, bro, that's gotta be savage. And just imagine like the officers and the people doing it, watching it, man, that's gotta be traumatizing for them. Or even like the victims' families who wanna come watch. It's like, geez, man, that's like traumatic for real, bro.
What's your name, big guy?
Every week, on average, 9 new prisoners arrive at Indiana State Prison. The majority are young men. Many will spend the rest of their lives behind bars.
Are you suicidal? No. Are you sick or weak? No. Take meds? No. Are you being treated for medical, dental, or mental health? No.
Here we go. Yep.
Lieutenant Gillespie takes me to cell house C, to which some of the new arrivals are assigned. It's the largest block at Indiana State Prison. It holds almost 400 offenders, nearly all convicted murderers.
See Charles 23.
20.
This is Sergeant Zimmerman.
How do you do? I'm Trevor McDonald. Hello.
Nice to meet you. He pretty much runs the house.
Yeah.
It's just after lunch, and the inmates are returning to their cells.
I can just see this chap stroking a cat down there.
Yes.
How did he come by that cat?
Well, we have a program, a PAT program here at Indiana State Prison that, based on conduct history and each offender can put a request in.
And they come by it as a privilege?
Yes, oh, definitely a privilege. Oh, yeah, it's not a right, definitely a privilege. And so the thing is, what it does, it gives them a sense of responsibility, help medicate that, so to speak, you know, that temperament, that stress that they may have throughout the day of not being able to talk to their loved ones or family members. So the cat replaces that which they don't have or lost on the outside.
What's up, Big G?
Oh, they're interested in your cat.
Hello.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm Trevor McDonald. Hello, nice to meet you.
Dennis Lear?
Yeah. So you've named him Roscoe.
Yeah, it's a she.
Oh, she.
What actually
I'm sorry.
happened-
Forgive me.
I kind of put an order in for her, right?
Yeah.
When you get put on the list for a cat, you ask. They ask you what kind of cat you want, a male or female. I expected a male because I put in for a male cat. So I had bought all this stuff and got it all ready, even named it because I knew what I wanted to name him. And then about a month later, I realized it wasn't a boy. I couldn't change her name then. So that's
So
what
Rascal it was and Rascal it is.
Rascal it was and Rascal it is.
And you think it's changed the way you look at your time here?
Well, it helps me get through my time. You know, like I said, if I have bad days or you just don't think you can take anymore, come home and she starts meowing and you know, she's like my kid. I've raised her since she was a little bitty kitten. And I love her like she's my kid. You know?
You use the word home.
Well, this has been home for the last 24 years, so really, I've been here over half my life, so I'll be 45 in August. Been here since I was 20.
And how long do you expect to be here?
Well, right now, I get out in November 2040.
2040.
Yeah, 2040. So
that's a long time.
A real long time. I'll be 72 years old. 20 to 72 is a long time. The worst part is losing the family that you love, all your loved ones. And everybody that ever loved me, that never turned her back on me, those are the ones that are gone now. My mom died just a few years ago, and that was probably the worst thing that ever happened to me in my life.
The pain of that memory must haunt you.
It crushes me every day. I keep a photo of her up on my wall, and she's the first thing I see when I wake up in the morning.
May we have a look at it?
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
This is my mother.
That's your mother, yes.
This is my mother, and this is a picture that she had sent me of a cross, and she wrote on the back, she says, put this on your wall where you can always see it, love Mom, and I keep that right there.
Dennis Lear
Count
will
down the
spend
days
more
is
than
crazy.
50 years in this prison. That's par for the course for most men here. Coming to terms with that seems almost impossible.
There must be people here who stand no chance of ever getting out.
True.
How do they cope with that realization?
I believe it's an individual thing. Once you come to the realization and to the fact that possibility, there's a chance that I'm going to spend all my entire life in the departments of corrections. So those offenders who come into the realization of that and embrace that are the ones that continue to live their lives the best way they can.
You talk about their embracing it. You use the word embracing
Yes.
it. Must be very difficult to do that, to come to terms with the fact that this is it. They're never getting out.
Yeah, some of the offenders I talk to, especially the young ones, and that's the problem that we have the young offenders truly have not embraced it. They say it's a time frame within 1 to 5 years, a high end of 8 years that an offender fully realize of the fact that he's going to be here for the rest of his life.
And do people ever abandon all hope and give up when they realize that this is it, this is the end, they're never getting out?
Yes. Unfortunately, you have offenders, suicides in the Department of Corrections, and it's predominantly those offenders who realize that there's no more hope.
The closest any prisoner comes to life on the outside is the prison barbershop.
All right, let's go ahead and stop it right here, man. So I kind of want to close with this question for the viewers. How do you guys feel about death row? How do you feel about in the criminal justice system, the state and the courts being able to sentence people to death, to be executed? Do you feel it's right? Do you feel like some crimes it's deserving of being unalived, of being executed? Or do you feel like altogether, all outright, the United States should put away with the death penalty? Me, myself, personally, I disagree with the death sentence. And just because, I personally know some people, bro, like I did 12 years in prison. I personally know some people who have multiple life sentences. I think the most time I know someone has been sentenced to 60 life sentences. I think maybe 66 life sentences. And especially that individual, bro, like is a man of God. Now, of course, he's done some terrible things. I believe he got like multiple murder charges and things like that, and like armed kidnappings and things like that. But throughout a person's incarceration, despite who they once were, throughout their bid, they can truly be rehabilitated, man. They can truly change, ultimately through faith in Christ Jesus, and just mature and heal and grow. And some of those people can be the biggest and greatest advocates for prison reform if they were to be given another chance to be released, to go back to society, to really make an impact in society and in the community. And I think that's a big problem within the prison system, that people fail to realize that some of the people who society and the courts have written off and sentenced to death and sentenced to life, that they actually are probably some of the biggest assets and the biggest components of which, as they truly change, if they do, truly change and heal and grow and mature, and their lives are transformed, they can be some of the most powerful influences in the, corrections department, in the prison or justice system, to bring about not only prison reform, but to inspire and to encourage the rest of the incarceration population to respond the same way that they did, in a healthy way. You know what I mean? So, doing reaction videos like this, bro, it's sad, man. It's sad, bro. It sucks, man, that some people are, just spending the rest of their lives in prison, bro. And man, like out of sight, out of mind. A lot of us, fail to even realize this, bro. But the reality is, man, there's probably multiple prisons within a 100-mile radius of where you are. You know what I mean? And man, people just being warehoused and just put away and forgotten. So just for all the convicts watching, man, I continue to encourage y'all as well as myself, man, that we would be involved somehow to give back to the incarcerated population, to bring hope, to bring inspiration, to bring encouragement, whether it just be through writing letters and emails or visits or sending some money, and most importantly, getting involved in, prison ministry or just, transitional or reentry housing, and helping men and women get out of prison and transition successfully back home. So once again, man, y'all let me know in the comments, how do you personally feel about the death penalty? Do you feel like it's just? Do you feel like it's right? Or do you feel like it should be done away with? Let me know in the comments. And once again, man, it's your boy, E.I. the King. This is the Incarceration Podcast. And listen, bro, I got some fire HBO style content, a chronological story of my 12 years in prison. The first season is available on the full playlist channel. It's called The Incarceration, but I'm also releasing the second season, and this right here is a clip. But to watch the rest of the second season, you have to become an all access member to this channel. So go ahead and check out this clip. All you hear in the cells when people are fighting is just lockers moving, bunks getting hit. You hear the fists, you know what I mean, hitting faces or being blocked, and people wrestling and people getting slammed. And it just sounds like a freaking war going on in a cell because it's such a small, confined space. And you just hear it time and time again. Not just that first day in the dungeon, but every day, all day. About 102 people, I believe, in K3 in the dungeon. I would say probably about 90 people gangbang is affiliated. Everybody. And also, if you didn't know, I am a rapper. My artist name is EI the King. You can listen to my music wherever you find music at. Go to my other YouTube channel, EI the King. Check out my music videos. Follow me on Instagram, EI the King. TikTok, EI the King. Follow me on Twitch, EI the King Gaming. Go to my other gaming channel, EI the King Gaming. I appreciate it, and y'all stay locked in. We got so much more fire content continuing to come your way. It's your boy, EI the King, and I'm out. Peace.